Hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Aquarius. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot reading, Aquarius, for January 2022. Can y'all believe it, Aquarius, already? So if you enjoy this tarot reading today, let me know what cards resonate with you in the comments below, darling, because that's how I keep up with you, Aquarius, as well. Darling, if you enjoy my vibe for today, I would appreciate it, Aquarius, if you were to give this video a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign, Aquarius, to get the full spectrum of what's going down for you, darling, for this week as well in January 2022. As well, be looking for the bonus secret code word that's going to be popping up somewhere in this video, Aquarius, and you put it in the comments below and you get entered into a raffle to win a completely free reading by me, darling. Okay, so yeah, let's just jump right into your tarot reading today. Let's see where the vibes are at this week, Aquarius, see what's going down for you. And yeah, remember, if you want to book your private reading with me, SimplyVelca.com. All right, Aquarius. So starting this out, we have the Magician energy here, Aquarius. And you know, I don't remember which zodiac sign is associated with the Magician energy here, Aquarius, but personally, you know, I kind of see the y'all as the Magician energy, Aquarius, because I always have said that y'all are like the mad scientist energy, honey. Y'all, Aquarius, y'all are the ones that, like, there's a lot going on in here that many, if you ever try to verbalize it, Aquarius, no one else really understands it, right? No one sees your vision, no one understands truly like your view of the world. I'm really gassing y'all up this time, Aquarius, huh? But I never made it like a secret. Like, y'all, I've always said, Aquarius, y'all are my most complex signs, but in the best way. I love it when people are just not as easy to figure out. They're not see-through. Like with an Aquarius, you can always tell there's an Aquarius in the room because there's just like, they're just interesting to even just observe when they're just existing in a space, Aquarius. Y'all probably have, this is starting a completely different reading, but y'all probably, Aquarius, many of you guys will notice that, like, you just existing in a room, you just eating, you just even reading, darling, it just makes people want to pay attention to you, even try to come up to you. I feel like for some of you guys, Aquariuses, you've been having a little bit of a hard time even trying to have like your own alone time and just be able to reset and focus just on your own things. We have the Queen of Wands in the back of the deck that I'll just point out as well. Yeah, it's almost like you've been having this difficulty, Aquarius, just to have your alone time and to really just do things that you feel like doing, Aquarius, because like you have like this strong magnetic, especially right now, energy, Aquarius. But I feel like that's going to be short-lived because, again, with this Magician energy, bringing it back down to how my usual format of readings go, darling, because I guess I needed to have that moment to just really gas y'all up, Aquarius. In this dynamic, darling, Aquarius, I feel as if y'all are going to be having like moments where you can really just focus just on yours. I feel like for many of you guys, Aquarius, December was extra chaotic in the sense of where it's like so many things trying to pull at you, Aquarius, trying to grab at your attention, trying to ask for your help or what have you, that it's like, especially with what all it just goes on internally up here, Aquarius, I can only imagine, darling. It's been very overwhelming for you. I feel as if this month for you especially, Aquarius, is going to be a month of where you guys are just really getting back into the workshop, and really manifesting at a much more rapid pace than normal because of this Magician energy. All right, so Aquarius, like normal, y'all always make my energies extra quirky when I connect to y'all. 10 of Cups coming in here as well. Very fabulous energy here, Aquarius, because I feel like for many of you guys, y'all are going to be feeling, you know how a lot of people, Aquarius, will like in some tarot readings, you know, I think I've even said it in the past before, where it's just like just focus on one thing and then the next and then the next and then the next. Because for you guys, Aquarius, you guys have been having so many distractions recently, darling, so many things I've been trying that you've either needed to cut away at or just address beforehand, right? You know, you handling how all these outside noises were like interfering with your hustle, right? You're manifesting your ability to just be creative when all of that's, darling. I feel like you guys start working in overload, Aquarius, and really just filling up a multitude of cups. So it's like financially, I feel like you guys are going to be having not more than just one way of making money. Creatively, I feel like you guys are going to be working on like 3 different projects at once at the same time. But because it's with the blessing of this Magician energy, Aquarius, I feel like it's just at such a heightened place, you know, normally where people would just be like myself. Again, when I say myself, I just like to make sure that we're thinking from a grounded place, darling. I don't like to ever come off as like I'm better than or what have you. But anyways, You know, where a lot of people will say just focus on one thing, then the next thing, you know, instead of spreading yourself too thin. But because you've been having so much internally going on, Aquarius, that you haven't been really to really capitalize off of just this energy you've been going through, or that has been untapped really because of these distractions. I feel like that's the best thing for you right now because of this magician blessing. It's like you guys are really going to manifest at a much more rapid pace and bring forth a lot more abundance this way. Very, very powerful. 10 of Wands as well. Two tens here. Tens represents closures to cycles as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think I was even hinting at that, Aquarius, where it's like, I felt like for a lot of you guys, Aquariuses, y'all had to kind of cut off certain things that were, you know, that some of that outside noise that is grabbing at your attention. It feels as if right now, like your way of just unpacking is just to really just you're really immersing yourself in your art, Aquarius. You're immersing yourself in your job, your focuses. Maybe there's even a specific relationship, I feel, for some of you because of that 10 of cups. Some like excuse me, try not to belch in front of y'all. I feel like there's just something that you end up hyper focusing on, but in a more general, broad way, where it's like hyper focusing on bringing forth more financial abundance. You get it through a bunch of ways. Hyper focusing on just relationship fulfillment, a bunch of relationships in that manner, right? And it's like it's through these endeavors that really lift a lot of weight off of you. What is it? We'll be seeing, darling, right? As we can progress in your reading. We have the Emperor energy coming in here under the Magician card here. So definitely leading with a vision, Aquarius, leading with a vision. I feel as if these things that you do, again, because it's under the blessing of the Magician and now the Emperor of these cups that you're filling, like, I can't help but, is notoriety the word I'm thinking of? Is notoriety like a bad thing, Aquarius, right now? Like, darling, it's my brain. I haven't slept. So it's like notoriety, just like a lot of people talking about what it is that you're doing, I feel, Aquarius. Like, people are going to be paying attention, even as I said, like magnetized. Like, again, I feel like it's going to still be following suit. Like, a lot of people are just interested in what it is that you are doing and creating for yourself, Aquarius. But as well, like, I can't help but feel like you're going to be attracting, you know, while a lot of you guys are going to be this mad scientist energy here, Emperor card, I can't help but feel like you're going to be having some card that complements the Emperor, that helps uplift the Emperor. So what I'm trying to say is like some type of connection where you're having a lot of outside noises, you know, there might be a specific connection that you will be able to actually, in that noise, that would actually be very healing and elevating for you. Sun card, right in the smack dab of the middle of the spread, darling, and under your 10 of cups. Aquarius, I love this so much, because like all the air signs just got such an insanely positive reading, and you are following in that suit, Aquarius. Come on now. The Sun card is the very best card in the deck, darling. January, darling, just like Libra and just like Gemini, Aquarius. Yeah, well, all three of you signs are like coming in swinging for 2022. But the difference is for you guys, because 2021, the December at the very least, was pretty rough for you, or just you weren't, I feel as if very intuitively, Aquarius, you guys were not, you had a vision in mind at the beginning of December that what you wanted to have done and completed. And by the end of it, like there's so much that was taking away from you that you couldn't really focus in on those things, those personal projects, those goals, that now in January 2021, you have all this, this built up energy that you need to release. And there's just like, again, like a flooding almost of just like a lot of positivity for you, Aquarius, in your endeavors. So, you know, whatever way that looks like for you, Aquarius, whether it's through your networking, whether it's through, you know, it's all just a matter of like what's personally driving you and like what you want to do. I feel like it's less about any, like, this doesn't have like the constraints of following through anybody else's rules. This just feels very much so like a personal, even just spiritual journey for a lot of you guys. And you know, some of you guys might consider yourself like awakening at this time. I don't like to use that word because I feel like it's so overused, Aquarius. But I feel like it's just kind of like a lot more of a sense of freedom, the shackles being removed through these endeavors. And then, speaking of which, Knight of Pentacles coming in for you, Aquarius, under that 10 of Wands. I apologize, by the way. I don't know if I called y'all Gemini earlier or not, but obviously this is for Aquarius. Sometimes you just misspeak, darling. Knight of Pentacles coming in under that 10 of Wands, darling. This is kind of what you've been waiting for this entire time, Aquarius. I feel as if like December you were really wanting to, but there's outside distractions, and now January is setting itself up to be in such a way where it's like, this is exactly what you're hoping for or waiting for, to really put forth these projects, to really put yourself out there, Aquarius. Like, this is such an insanely positive reading. Like, this has been a very long journey that's finally going to come into completion. But also starting something like new for yourself, right? Very interesting, Aquarius. Like, it's like y'all have had like been keeping something like waiting to just like release to the public for such a long time, even if it's just yourself and just your being. Very interesting, Aquarius. Very, very interesting. What are y'all working on, Aquarius? What are y'all doing, darling? Come on now, spill the tea. We have the Four of Swords coming in here under the Magician energy and the Emperor energy. Now, in this dynamic, Aquarius, what was holding some of you guys back for a while, darling, was because there's something that you needed to be healing from. Whether it's healing from a set type of pattern, maybe you've always just allowed certain types of people into your life, Aquarius, or maybe there's a certain bad habit of yours, right? Maybe you wanted to put your health more on track, or, you know, there's some type of something that was holding you back personally that you needed to internally come to terms with and figure out and dissect before you were able to fully just have this coming of age experience, right? With all this abundance and, you know, what all, you know, insert all those positive words, right? Aquarius. So like very much so internal. You know, this is the last part that needed to happen, right? You had all these outside distractions, but then something internally that you needed to just mend before you could really claim this Emperor and Magician role, very where it's like you're being very unapologetically yourself, no shame attached to it at all. You're just like, I am Aquarius, hear me roar, darling. Or aren't, what are Aquariuses? What animal are Aquariuses? I don't remember. I always associate Aquariuses as a water sign, so it's just like I kind of want to call y'all a fish, but anyways. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming in for you, Aquarius, under the sun, as well as the Ten of Cups, darling. So very, very interesting, right? As I was saying beforehand, this goes kind of hand in hand with this Knight of Pentacles, where it's like, you know, Seven of Pentacles, like that's the card of like nurturing and tending to tending to your crops and really working at something because you're hoping for a very fruitful bounty from this, right? Sun and the Ten of Cups, I feel like your vision, your goals haven't shifted at all. You've been very laser focused, and even though like, let's say like December, oops, darling, December was like a hiccup for you in terms of productivity, you never gave up on it. You know, even if there's like a hiccup or like a pause, like you're still actively each week reminding yourself at the very least, or really putting in the work of like the same thing. So while you may not have been as productive as you would like, you still never like this is an energy where you never gave up, because it's like, you know, this is what was destined for you. You can't conceptualize a reality without this situation coming into full fruition for you, whatever that is, right? For many of you guys, I feel like it's just a lot of facets. Like admittedly, I feel like career and like passion project oriented rather than like relationships personally, because I don't feel like that's really y'all's focus right now, is like romantic or even platonic relationships. Seven of Swords coming in here under your Ten of Wands and Knight of Pentacles coming in here. Why is this Seven of Swords here? Because this is very much so like, I'm noticing this theme where it's like some type of overwhelming energy. You know, this is kind of like the outside noise I was talking about, where it's like you're trying to be on your journey, Aquarius, as that Knight of Pentacles, but then we have like this weird Ten of Wands heaviness, Seven of Swords shadiness, darling, where it's like that was like what has been trying you on your journey this entire time, that has complicated things. So what is this about? Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles coming in here. And then let's do one more. Three of Swords. Oops, girl. Now I'm hitting the man, knocking him out, darling. Three of Swords as well. So definitely there's like this sense, Aquarius, whether there's like, this is going to be like a 50-50 message, where it's like 50% of you guys, y'all were having some type of connection, social connection that you needed to cut off from in December, Aquarius, because they just were not very empowering. If anything, they're very much so trying to sabotage you or slow you down from your growth, telling you that you're not worthy of it. For the other portion of you guys, Aquarius, feels like y'all had to like burn yourself, like get burned a few times with this same project, Seven of Pentacles. Like you never gave up on it, but there are certain mistakes that you needed to make, certain hiccups that needed to happen in your path, Aquarius, before this next time, this next round was a success, right? There's just like, you know, it's that corny message where it's like there's certain lessons, certain things that you needed to learn through those mistakes, whether it's about yourself or just the situation, Aquarius, that really just allows you to like push on. So very much so, like, you know, a lot of you guys might be some type of inner saboteur, asking yourself why you always sabotage like certain things progressing in your life, right? Maybe you always wanted to be like an actor, but you always were insecure about your self-image, but you never worked on your own personal self-image. I feel like you're now you get that whole point, right? I can be so long-winded. I'm trying to like stop that habit with myself and over-explain, because that's a trauma response, darling. Anyways, we have the crow spirit coming in. I feel like this animal is going to resonate with a lot of you guys spiritually. Number 8 in numerology, and the card itself says co-create with spirit. It's funny, I even said like y'all are gonna resonate with this spiritually. Now I'm like, I said this before I realized what the definition of this crow spirit was. So co-create with spirit, Aquarius. Again, I get this sense of like y'all are going to be your most centered, if you're not already, than you have in a very long time, Aquarius. Y'all are being very centered at this time. I feel like for so many of you guys, your January 2022, darling, is gonna be a month of where you're going to feel the most like yourself, but as well, it complements with this mad scientist energy that I always associate with you guys, where it's just like y'all are becoming a lot more unhinged, but in the best way for what y'all are going to be ending up manifesting. We have, darling, come on now, a girl's best friend, diamonds, darling, diamonds. With diamonds, right? This is the stone suggested for you guys to be working with, and based off of this tarot deck that I use, darling. Now, admittedly, I have no idea what the metaphysical properties of a diamond are. I'd never cared to research it, actually. But, you know, I feel like this is more so just representative of like what it is y'all are going to be creating. Maybe that's my cop out, but you know, the diamond card, it's that card of excellence. It's the card of luxuriousness and just rich. You know, diamonds come with its own social standard, right? And so I feel like that's what it is you guys are creating. It's just like a lot more luxuriness in your life. And just that's what is brought forward with your energy, and what you end up creating with spirit is your own diamond, right? But you know, we can then get into that corny message of where it's like a diamond can only be made after a bunch of pressure, right? But anyways, that's the reading that I have for you, Aquarius. Let me get away from the corny messages and close this out. I love you guys so much. Thank you for trusting me to allow me to do your weekly tarot reading, Aquarius. Remember, if you want to book a reading with me, SimplyVelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all that just being Simply Velca, darling. If you enjoyed this tarot reading today, let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll be connecting to you, Aquarius, sometime in the near future. Love y'all.